Where am I? Well, I would literally rather die in a cube than do math, so.
Oh my God, Jerry, you forgot to unscratch all the clues off the walls.
But he's just peeing.
We open it on an eyeball that's like really struggling to open. Like even harder than my eyeballs after Dave forgot to wear pants to work again.
Sorry.
Eventually they do open to see that they're trapped inside a cube full of squares. Okay, yeah, I guess all cubes are full of squares. Shut up, nerds. You know what I mean. But also, imagine if the cube was made out of triangles, right? Like H.P. Lovecraft was terrified of weird shapes and Italians. Seeing Dave's dick would have killed him instantly. Wow, 2 Dave jokes in the first like 4 lines.
Like a triangular Italian dick.
It's terrifying, I'll tell you what. Woof, says H.P. Lovecraft as he dies.
Sorry.
But okay, these eyes also see this weird skinny bald dude in a jumpsuit named Alderson. Or at least that's what my eyes see. They've made a full recovery, you'll be pleased to know. Alderson opens the square doors located on each side of the cube room and sees a blue cube room and a red cube room, and also sort of an orange-brown cube room, which is obviously the one that really strikes Alderson's fancy.
I want to kiss it!
So that's the one that he crawls into, except... Oh my God, he's chopped into several little pieces that aren't really as cubed as I would have expected, you know? It just feels like there's a pretty clear theme here, but the designers of the Death Cube didn't feel the need to extend the theme to their slicer dicer trap? That's lazy. This is a lazy-ass cube torture prison from hell. Oh shit, is this secretly a Hellraiser movie? You never know, like any movie can secretly be a Hellraiser movie because they struggle so much with the copyright. They're like constantly like, oh shit, we're gonna lose the copyright to this highly profitable franchise. We gotta make a Hellraiser.
Tijuana! What? Tijuana!
There's gonna be people out there putting our pleasurable hook guy in anything.
Yeah.
We have such shit to show you.
Anyway, R.I.P. to the guy who played Vagrant in Saw 4.
What are you looking at?
Remember Vagrant from my Saw video? Everyone loved Vagrant from Saw 4. I'm glad to see that he's getting a lot of work in all of the lowest budget films ever made.
It's time for the cube. The cube.
A bloody hand pulls up a dude named Quentin into yet another cube room, housing a guy named Worth. He's napping his damned ass off. He hears a door open and Sneak hucks a blonde lady across the room.
I'm sorry.
But almost immediately, there's another brown-haired girl asking for help in another cube.
Stop!
And then, holy shit, there's another older guy named Ren who is above them. And like, if they don't watch out, this cube is gonna be flooded with wacky characters bursting with secret motivations and carefully guarded backstories.
How many people are in this thing?
I figure on at least 1,000.
Thankfully, that's all the wacky characters for now. The bigger issue is...
It's traps.
What do you mean traps?
Boobies.
Named, of course, after their inventor, Sir Charles W. Booby, who rigged his penny farthing bicycle to explode if a woman ever tried to sit in it. Out of nowhere, the blonde lady recaps the plot of Henry Lloyd Webber's Cats.
Holy cats!
Have you been in a loveness of heaven?
I assume I've never seen it because I'm not a pervert. Dave used to have season tickets to the Broadway play, although he spent most of the runtime trying to catch cats in the alley. Hey, cat, I'm gonna take you to Jellicle World.
Are you keen to be seen when you're smiling?
Turns out this blonde pervert is a doctor and loves to eat
Pierogies, cheese and potato.
Ironically, it's Worth who hit his head, but Doc has lots of thoughts and is like, wow, none of us know how we got here. Maybe it's aliens. Holy shit, I mean, holy cats.
Let's rule out aliens for now and concentrate on what we know.
Nothing.
Okay, but if it turns out to be aliens, I'm going to told you so hard that you will shit cubes. It's gonna be full-on wombat exhibit up in here because wombat poop is cube-shaped. There, now this officially counts as an educational channel. Hopefully I can earn more than the literally 0.001 cents I've gotten so far from the education players with these videos. They sent me a thing, it was like, do you want your videos to be used for education? You get extra money. I'm like, of course. One teacher somewhere is like, yeah, these kids. Seems like somebody clicked it and watched it for 0.2 seconds before they realized, oh Jesus. Yeah, kids, you wanna watch Hellraiser? Bunch of third graders.
Oh God, oh God.
Anyway, while everybody else chats, Ren tests which adjacent cubes are safe with his boots. Oh, not that one. Even worse, now Ren's feet are gonna be so cold. That said, I know a cube where he could get a nice foot heating, but he's not worried about that. He's trying to move in a straight line until he reaches the end of this endless series of cubes, and Quentin agrees with him because he's a cop.
You're a cop?
And he's all about simple plans of action and being straight.
We can do this. We just have to stay.
Take a good long look-see.
So they move a few cubes over and the doctor is like, in my professional medical opinion, we're all going to die soon from malnourishment and thirstiness. And the same thing will happen to my family unless enough of you sign up for my Patreon so I can pay the aliens to let them out of the cube in my backyard. Oh my God. That's why I chose to do this series. I was like, well, my family's trapped in a cube in my backyard. I gotta make another video, I guess, to try and make a few bucks. I hope you're not excited to learn what the hell the cube is, because 4 movies, nobody ever explains it.
What?
Anyway, Ren's like,
Suck on it.
but lest you think he's making the same offer Dave made me when he thought we were alone in that alley on Broadway, Ren's actually suggesting Doc suck on a button.
Keeps the saliva flowing.
You know, in case she wants to suck anybody's butt or something later. You gotta have enough saliva or else it's just, you'll get, you know how in a Christmas Story when the kid gets his tongue stuck on the ice pole? That's what'll happen if you put a tongue in a butt without enough saliva. Again, this is an educational channel now.
The film theory professor's just
Yeah, whatever. I don't give a shit. The government's cut all funding to our university.
I don't believe it.
This interaction sparks Quentin's memory, and he's like, oh shit, Ren, like the prison escape artist.
The only reason I dragged you this far is because I need your...
You sneak out of so many prisons, they call it art. Sucks about how you keep getting recaptured, but hey, at least you get out of the prison. That's the relevant part to our current situation. I don't care if you get caught after we leave the cube. I just want to get out of the cube.
No more talking. No more
murdering and f***ing.
To be an escape artist means that you suck at the staying out of the prison part. I can escape from any prison. Once I get out, I am sort of aimless. I have no plans.
But you gotta practice.
He's got to get out of 10,000 prisons.
The Bird of Attica flew the coop on 6 major prisons.
7.
That's worse. That's way worse.
Imagine if Ren only had experience in escaping from pyramid or spherical prisons, though. He'd be all like, totally different skill set. I cannot help. Wait, hang on a second. Prisons? Quentin and Alderson and Levin and Worth? I thought I was watching Cube, not Pun. They're all named for prisons.
You gotta save yourselves from yourselves.
But anyway, Ren's like, hell yeah, you know it, baby. I'm Ren. So watch old Ren show you how it's done. Ah, face melted.
That's great. That's f***ing great.
Is it though? Is having your face melted great? I don't know if I agree with that assertion.
Suck on it.
It was electrochemical.
That's cum, innit?
Anyway, RIP to Boat Captain from The Incredible Hulk. Remember Boat Captain? No? Oh, he captained the hell out of that boat, if I remember correctly, which I don't. Don't remember Boat Captain.
It's time to reassess this place.
Anyway, Quentin's like, well, Ren seemed uniquely qualified to help us, and I at least generally understand the purpose of cops and doctors. So how about you other two? Are you useful in any specific way?
I'm just a guy.
Okay, well, I guess we can always eat you if we run out of buttons. But Levin here is good at math, which she wasn't able to articulate until Quentin was like, why did they let you keep your reading glasses if you're not even good at reading?
You beautiful brain.
And her beautiful brain determines these weird little numbers on the doors are clues to whether or not a room has traps in it.
It seems like if any of these numbers are prime, then the room is trapped.
I must have blacked out.
Prime numbers! Prime numbers!
Math.
Montage! It's like Rocky if he could do math, which he can't because of the concussions. Actually, the sort of the sad subplot that they don't really show you in that movie. But there's a lot of scenes that were on the cutting room floor of him being like, Adrian, I can't add because I got punched in the head so much. The director's cut is real dark.
I think he's mentally handicapped.
Eventually, they end up in a room where all the easy-to-reach doors lead to booby-trapped cubes, meaning that they'll have to climb up to the ceiling. Fortunately, that door isn't so much trapped as it is housing a dude as good at colors as Levin is at math.
This room is green.
Nailed it, bud. Oh, I could have sworn that Jenny would show up here, but I think she's finally decided to stop being such a frightened tar. Damn it, Jenny.
Woodpeckers. What a cheerful sound.
You're almost as mean as this dude's parents, who basically named him after that Shaquille O'Neal movie.
Kazan?
Still, looking forward to seeing more from this guy. I bet his role has aged like fine wine. Or maybe more like the boxed wine that Dave drinks at the gym. Quentin is now convinced this cube was built by a rich guy, which is actually a good guess, because a guy rich enough to build a cube like this would also, by definition, suck enough to build a cube like this. But the doctor does not believe this to be the case.
It's some rich psycho's entertainment.
And is such a dick about it.
Is that what you think?
That now I'm starting to worry that she might be rich. Are other doctors rich? Is this what my mom is talking about when she says I'm doctoring wrong? After all, one of the first things that this doctor complained about was losing her rings.
They took... Oh, my amethyst.
And also, she seems quite insatiable.
I just swallowed my button.
I think she might be rich, which explains why she sucks. Quentin wanders into a room that the beautiful brain said was safe, but is quickly forced to somersault his way to safety when it turns out that that was not the case. Good thing he's a cop, because otherwise, I mean, his somersaulting would have been a lot worse. He wouldn't be good at somersaulting if he didn't go to the police academy for somersaulting. But he did, so he's fine. Thank God.
Somersaulting into action.
Yeah. Hey, freeze! Whoa!
Coming right out, I can't hit him.
Shut up! Man, the designers of this cube, who also designed this team, knew exactly what they were doing. Like a cop who can somersault, a doctor who swallows shit a lot.
I need to smoke!
An escape artist who immediately dies. There's some other random guy who gets chunked up after the very first room. There's a math girl, a lazy guy.
What?
There's a mentally handicapped dude with a poor bladder control.
But he's just peeing.
You seem to be peeing upon my leg.
I mean, it's basically Ocean's 11, except there's only 7 of them, and only one of them is useful, give or take the ability to somersault. But still, we need a Cube remake starring Simone Biles, because she would be able to do not even just somersaults, but she could like back handspring and stuff. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Now it totally reeks in here.
Canadian Hollywood, write me a check, but with like a Q in it. Except, oh shit, twist! Worth isn't just worth less. He also apparently designed the outer shell of this thing at some point, and therefore officially knows more than everybody else.
What?
He only worked on the one part, but he believes there's no way out. And also inexplicably, that there's nobody in charge of the cube. Like, some probably crypto bro at some point might have pitched the idea of a mega torture cube, but they probably don't even work there anymore at whatever this company is, and nobody knows what the cube does or why. And you know, it's like the same reason that your toaster is now powered by AI or whatever. But Quentin's like, okay, well then why torture people with it?
You have to use it or you admit it's pointless.
Oh, okay, sure.
It is pointless.
I guess we're trapped in a metaphor for like society, man, or bureaucracy or something.
That's my point.
You know, that's just like, your opinion, man.
But still, specifically, why would something like this even be built hypothetically? What even possibly could its original proposed purpose have been? This is a massive undertaking, and it's unclear what it could even possibly be testing. The limits of Canadian politeness with strangers? Generalized cube science?
I've felt guilty for ruining the world since I was like 7.
What? Why? What do you mean? I don't think I've ever felt guilty about ruining the world. What about you, Dave? You've actually made the world a worse place. Do you ever feel bad about it?
Duh. Have you been on glue all your lives?
Anyway, Quentin wants to bust Worth for hiding his connection to the cube for so long.
Still looking for someone to bust?
But they stop him because, again, he knows shit and they could really use some shit to know right now, because even though they managed to get through like 50 cubes with the prime numbers rule, that's apparently not actually a rule. It was more of a guideline with a potential, ha, gotcha element. This is why whenever anyone asks me to do math, I just blurt out the first number I can think of. My taxes are a mess. You just wrote 7 50 times on this.
You see, I try to do the thing where I write the number of money I want back. Oh, yeah. And I work backwards.
Yes, and what do I have to do to make this happen? Levin maps the dimensions of the current cube room with footsteps, but walks directly into Kazan.
May I? Frightened
Do you mind? You could walk in any direction, asshole. It's a cube. It's the same in every direction. Did you not see him at the other end of the room when you started? Maybe these people are in here for being like the rudest Canadians ever. They're relatively large cubes. You could have aimed at somebody who's more likely to understand social cues or whatever. Whatever. Turns out there are probably
17,576 rooms.
You sure?
I think.
Now you're thinking.
which is really, it's too many rooms when you think about it. I actually can't think of anything that wouldn't be total overkill if there was over 17,000 of it, except subscribers to my Patreon. That is the one exception to this rule. But really, is there just a giant cube on the outskirts of Winnipeg now? Feels like you could have done the exact same experiment with a cube half the size, you know, like with a mere 4,000-ish rooms. Like you got 8 people trapped in a cube of 17,000 rooms. You're not even gonna scratch the surface. It doesn't matter how many you get through.
That makes me crazy.
But this information helps Levin realize the door numbers are actually coordinates to like where they are, like cube-wise. And as luck would have it, they're only
7 rooms from the edge.
Wow, what are the odds, math lady?
Bonjour.
I honestly have no idea, and I have the tax forms to prove it, so. But now they can't use the prime number system to see if rooms are safe, and they don't necessarily want to go in any direction other than straight to the edge, but that means they have to go through this booby-trapped with sound room.
I say we cross the bitch.
Quentin wants to leave Kazan behind because he's got an unfortunate propensity to make sounds all the time. But the doctor is, of course, like,
Shame on you.
you know, because of humanity and shit. I don't really understand what they're arguing about. They traverse the trap one at a time. If he makes a noise, he'll die, and then the trap resets. Now granted, Kazan goes in the wrong direction, so Doc needs to guide him in the right direction, and I guess that would be a moral discussion, but they didn't know he'd do that. It just didn't feel like a strong argument, other than in his wanderings, Kazan accidentally opened a door, which isn't in and of itself a huge problem, since the trap doesn't recognize door sounds. But whatever, his happy little noise almost gets Quentin killed again, but again, it's fine, because he's a cop, which in this world is apparently synonymous with gymnast. Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't put a gymnast in here, considering that's the main skill that Quentin has needed this whole time. Again, this is just more fuel for my remake, Simone Biles' Cube, or Boob. Seriously, it's not like Quentin's collecting evidence or shooting civilians. You Oh wait, maybe he is gonna do that.
Let him go, you Nazi!
All right, that's a little harsh. Kazan almost got Quentin killed. I get why he's feeling upset. But no, Doc continues to talk shit and accuse Quentin of beating his kids and maybe having an affair with a minor?
And a thing for young girls.
I get it.
Jeez, was Doc one of the world's first internet trolls? She sure says a lot of mean shit for somebody who acts like she's the beating heart of the group, probably going through pierogi withdrawal. That's hard. I lost a lot of homies to a dearth of the pee.
So you go around outraged, sticking your nose up other people's assholes, sniffing their pierogies, eh?
But enough of that, because we're at the edge. They open the door and
Can't see shit.
Well, more importantly, they're like 1,000 miles up in the air. I'm still marveling at the massive waste of resources to build something that nobody wanted, nobody needs, and which is constantly causing pain and suffering. But in the Cube creator's defense, at least it's not an AI server farm. Anyway, Quentin wants to use their clothes to try to swing to the far wall, but there's only one problem.
You weigh like 500 pounds, it'll snap in 2 seconds.
Damn, can we give this guy a break? Hey guys, we need to make some hard decisions to get out of here. You would say that, you fat pedophile, child-beating fascist. The man in the arena, getting shit every time. It's me and Quentin, you know? We're working so hard, everybody's so mean.
Anyways, it's my turn.
So they send the much less heavy and probably less pedophilic Doc out there, and she can't do shit. But also the cube shifts and she almost falls to her death, but she's saved thanks to a heroic effort from the fatter, more pedophilic fascist.
I think I gotcha!
maybe not. Except then he drops her on purpose, which, I mean, I don't condone it, but I get it. A man has to have limits, to set boundaries. My therapist is always telling me to drop the toxic people in my life off the side of a 50-story torture cube to their death. Maybe this is the cube's primary purpose, a form of aggressive immersion therapy. Although I am confused why he would work so hard to save her if he was just gonna drop her anyway. Classic mercurial gymnast. Wanted to see the fear in her eyes, I guess. You can put a cop in a cube, but you can't take the cop out of the cop in the cube, as they say. They say it so much, it's like lost all its meaning, but here it seems to make the most sense it's ever made.
You gotta be strong, sweetheart.
Let's just all take a nap. Except Quentin wakes up early, which, wow, not only a fascist, not only a pedophile, not only a murderer, but also he's a morning person. Ah! He also grabs Levin and the only remaining boot and tries to sneak her away.
It's time to go down.
Oh, you mean the cube. Down the cube. Okay, phew. Unsurprisingly, neither option is appealing to Levin, and anyway, Worth and Kazan have caught up, so Quentin gives Worth the boot. But then, oh shit, they're back in the cube with Ren's melted face? It's the Ren. Have they been going in circles? Or like squares? Or like squircles? Oh my God, I can almost hear the ghost of H.P. Lovecraft screaming. Quentin has an existential crisis while Kazan pets him a little bit like Lenny.
Get away from me.
Tell now how it's gonna be.
But Worth realizes the doors lead to different places than last time they were in here.
We weren't at the edge before. Where's the room that killed Renz?
Okay, so maybe they're stuck in an evil Rubik's Cube that some rich jerk keeps playing with and, crap, I just willed a Mr. Beast video into existence.
That explains the thunder and the shaking. We've been shitting the whole time.
But of course, mobile cubes means the math they were doing is still not really the answer.
She's bad at her job.
It's the only logical explanation.
And in fact, the numbers don't just tell the location of any particular room, but in fact, they also convey the information of where a cube goes? How can they do both if you only knew it did the one? Also, if the cubes are all out of alignment currently, how did they accurately get 7 rooms over to the accurately predicted edge of the main cube? This is like the luckiest mathematician of all time. This is a woman who had to stop and think about whether an even number is prime, and even I know that's ridiculous. They make it through 20 rooms with an incorrect assumption about primes, then they correctly follow a map despite starting in 100% the wrong location. Here's what I think the numbers mean, and they're like, I guess, and then they do it 98% correct, and then they're like, oh, actually that wasn't true. However, it did basically work the whole time.
I know where the exit is.
You check your butt.
Well, even if you don't, I'm sure you'll somersault ass backwards until you end up there somehow. There's a kind of unwritten but widely accepted rule in filmmaking that it's okay for a coincidence to get your character in trouble, but not for a coincidence to get your character out of trouble. It removes so much enjoyment from their journey so far, like finding out that the delicious pierogi you've just enjoyed was prepared by a fat, fascist pedophile cop who then murders you.
Back off, Quentin.
That's like what this movie feels like to me. It's like a pierogi that a fat fascist gave me. Sorry, Dave, I didn't mean to make that so personal.
Sorry.
They determine that at some point, a cube will become a bridge between the inner and outer shells of the main cube, but only when that cube is at its starting location, which if I'm doing the math correctly, will happen in 2 more moves or so.
You suck at math?
Okay, well, so do you. You're just lucky, shut up. Oh, they also randomly determine that the numbers somehow also confirm whether a room has traps in it, but like only if they're not themselves prime, but powers of prime numbers, which is astronomically difficult to calculate.
It's astronomical!
Jesus Christ, I wanted to watch Canadians get flayed, not audit a calculus course. That's also like wrong most of the time. I don't even understand, whatever.
Astronomical.
Fortunately, Kazan is secretly a calculator that runs on gumdrops.
I don't have any gumdrops.
Gumdrop.
He can figure out factorizations or whatever in his head, even while daydreaming about rubbing gumdrops all over his mentally challenged body.
That was a heck of a sentence. I gotta chew on that.
Okay, wait. What am I looking at? What is my brain telling me is happening?
What did I miss?
Gumdrops come in bags.
So great, now they know all the things. Worth tries to kill Quentin with a door and then trap him with a floor door. And I'll just remind you that unless the villain falls off a building or shot in the head, they will always come back later in the film. This isn't a spoiler, this is a fact. A movie fact. We are learning so much today. Whoops, Kazan gets stuck in a different room than everybody else, so they're forced to burn some time finding a new way to him, but it's fine. We just needed to kill 5 cheap minutes of runtime. So now they're back in the room, and oh, look at that. It's the room they started in, which Levin takes to mean that they shouldn't have gone anywhere, but like, it's only the room that Worth started in. Sure, they all ended up there, but it's not like everybody should have just stayed in the rooms where they woke up, right? And like, what kind of life lesson is that? Dave wouldn't be the man he is today if he hadn't left his home, and then his job, and then his prison, and then his second prison, and then his third prison, and then come to work on my YouTube channel.
Clear.
Whatever, the bridge is here, so we can escape, but we'd better do it soon before the cube shifts again. Or, alternatively,
I have nothing to live for.
we could be a whiny bitch for a bit. Why do you want to stay in a super f***ed up place that is constantly trying to kill you and has no food? I guess if you do stay, hopefully you can bitch long enough for Quentin to show up and murder you both? Nailed it. So glad your moping caused the death of literally the only person who has been of any value for 90% of this movie. What if I don't even want to escape? It's like, sucks out there. I'm like, well, it sucks worse in the Death Cube, where you have no food and you will constantly be set on fire.
They just haven't found the cafe cube.
The cafe cube.
Where's the Halo LAN party cube?
That's actually interesting. If there's 17,000 rooms, I mean, they probably, and they ended up back in the same square. They're probably just in the like torture segment, but man, there's probably like a disco section.
They were just incredibly unlucky. They kept choosing the wrong cubes.
It's like 15 torture cubes and everything else is your wildest dreams come true.
Yeah, this was literally a Texas Roadhouse. It says it.
Wow, this apple cinnamon butter is amazing! Kazan manages to escape, but Quentin is unable to follow thanks to a last-ditch effort by Worth that gets Quentin all splattered once the cube shifts. Nice try, Quentin, although congrats on becoming a math whiz the moment you needed to crunch impossible factor prime factorizations to follow our heroes. Didn't pan out, but still, I respect the grind set. Anyway, fade to white. Good luck, Kazan. Hope you find those gumdrops you were promised, or that you learned some lesson about, I don't know, making friends, or the importance of math, or how the only thing that matters is luck? I have no idea what this movie is trying to say. Like the cube itself, it seems to serve no purpose, but it also might be a metaphor for, something. Maybe this way? Oh. I'm getting so hungry. What the? Who the hell left a bag of Huel Black Edition powder in one of the cubes?
Huel Black what?
Huel Black Edition powder. It's basically like a complete high-protein meal, but it's ready in under 30 seconds, dude.
Oh, sounds awesome.
I personally love it. I've been going on these like 30-minute walks every day before I come to work at the math torture cube, and then I follow one of those bad boys with a shake, and oh my God, dude. My day has started off just right. What the heck? Now he found our personal employee break room? I didn't even know that was adjacent to the cube.
I always thought that was a weird design choice.
We're never gonna be able to starve these dudes into madness if we keep leaving out bags of powder designed by dietitians to include 40 grams of protein, 27 minerals, and vitamins that are gonna keep them so friggin' energized, they're gonna be doing calculus in their head forever. Oh, great. Now he's found one of the daily green RTDs. And of course, it's blueberry, my favorite. Who the heck left out a napkin that says new customers get 15% off if they use code Dr. Breeding at Huel.com/Dr. Breeding? Guys, clean up after yourselves. Jesus Christ. What? Who gave him a phone? Okay, that's it. Back in the cube. Am I back in the same cube?
A hypercube. A what? Well, a hypercube.
We open with several bodies wrapped in saran wrap, which Dave claims does wonders to prolong their freshness. Except, wait, one bed is empty? Ugh, somebody better be eating that body or it's gonna spoil. Ew, I hate spoiled body meat. Cut to some scared breathing and another eyeball. Wow. A bunch of weird zoom transitions appear to show flashbacks to some lab shit.
Oh, sorry, okay.
You know, science shit. Science is obsessed with breathing and eyeballs, so this tracks. Also, this lady's name tag says Rebecca Young.
And that's our first.
And she's now in another, brighter cube. She yells,
"Anyone here?"
proving that she would suck at hide and seek. She tries to head to another cube, but oh, dang it, gravity's reversed, so she goes up and, I don't know, probably dies. Cubes, am I right? Can't live in them, can't live without them. At least in this series, we literally never leave cubes. 4 movies, all cubes. From there, we get a shockingly long and elaborate Netflix original series ass opening credits title sequence that is basically a bunch of math and blueprints. Very cool, very cute. Although admittedly, I'm not thrilled to see more math. Like, how about a cube based on like guns or skateboarding, you know? Anyway, the official title is revealed to be Cube Squared Hypercube.
It's time for the cube.
Transition from blue to real. Remember, kids, anything blue, not real. Don't trust blue things. They don't really exist. I'm already losing my mind. In this cube, an old man opens a door and says what I say every time I accidentally mixed up the times of my Spanish and math classes.
Where's the
Somehow this guy, who is chained to a briefcase, seems aware of the original cube and is pretty upset that this cube operates under different rules. Did he work on the cube? Did he watch Cube? Like, hey man, I get it. You studied for Cube 1 and they put you in Cube 2? It's like the DMV making you take a driver's test in a monster truck. It's the same as here. You'd have no idea what to do and you and the people around you would probably die. But like, unless you're an idiot savant powered by gumdrops, it doesn't really matter, right? If anything, you should be grateful that there are new rules because it was borderline impossible to escape last time, except for, again, gumdrop computer boy cheat code. He's like, oh no, it doesn't work on impossible math rules. That's the only thing I know. And it's like, well, even if it did, can you do impossible math, man?
Don't I at least get a shot with my numbers, you stupid?
But no, he gets sad and starts praying, which is also what I always did in math class. I prayed in Spanish, just in case I was like in the wrong class. I couldn't tell the difference between Spanish and math classes because they were both French to me. Right? Regardless, didn't work. Either class. I forgot that God only intervenes on Earth in the form of blowing up unspecified Arab airplanes. Watch my Left Behind video for more details about what kinds of aircrafts God hates. Elsewhere, a blonde lady is attacked by a leather jacket guy with a knife. Which, I mean, that's on her. You never trust a leather jacket guy. They always have knives. Even if they're the singing metrosexual kind of leather jacket guy, they still have knives. Never bring a nothing to a cube knife fight. Anyway, this knife guy hates noises.
What the f are those noises?
And he has a very knife-centric approach to solving every problem. You do not want to know what he tried to do to cure his erectile dysfunction.
Circumcise me, quick!
When some other guy shows up at the top door, then side door, then other side door, knife guy is like, hey, blonde lady, I'm not gonna hurt you, but I'd like to pretend that you're my hostage so that I don't get off on the wrong foot with anybody new we meet.
All right, get down here now or she's dead.
I don't want them to accidentally think I'm a nice guy.
It's really necessary.
Just hang on.
It must be a real adventure every time he goes to a restaurant and butters something. He's like, hold on, I got the perfect thing for this. Turns out the doors now just constantly go to new places and gravity is screwy and in general,
This place is awful.
That is correct, shorty.
it's basically a metaphor for this movie. Blonde lady is alone again, but then she finds another girl named Sasha, and okay, maybe she's a gumdrop computer?
I'm just blind. Not
Really into trains.
Not
A race car driver.
Not
Ratatouille.
Wow, that's very offensive, Sasha. I didn't realize we were in the stereotype cube. I don't assume that all blind people are geniuses. I do think most of them are secret martial artists, but I keep that opinion to myself. Then a Jerry comes through the floor.
Stay away from me!
And marks the wall because he's trying to keep track of how many rooms he's been in, which apparently is only 4 in multiple hours because he keeps effectively going in a squircle. Man. Cubes, circles, throwing some triangles, and this movie will blow the mind of any 2-year-old. Oh, also we learned blonde lady is named
Hey, one more.
It didn't take me hours to learn that, but somehow it still feels like it. We should mark her in case we run into another Kate.
A blonde lady named Kate? Crazy.
How am I gonna keep that in my head? I can't be meeting all kinds of people. They open yet another door to discover the young transporting guy trying to keep the original sad old man from finishing himself off.
Oh, God.
Like killing himself. He's not like
Jacking it.
although he might be. He's hanging.
There's a guy hanging. You nasty.
Either way, we don't want him to finish.
I can't hold him much longer. Okay, I'm coming.
I don't want to open up that to that cube.
That's, it's like, it's like okay. Leather jacket guy shows up again, and I was sort of hoping he'd sing a fun song about cars or teen pregnancy or committing sex crimes.
Tell me more, tell me more.
You know, to keep morale high, but he undoes the belt around the old guy's neck, which is actually probably more useful. Several of the men notice that the currently unconscious old guy is
Military. Colonel Thomas H. McGuire.
and the kid reveals himself to be a hacker named Max.
Buddy of mine's doing 10 to 20 upstate for cracking a mainframe on the Pentagon 2 years ago.
Because, yeah, this movie came out in 2003.
You know for sure we're in a prison, or you just out of your ass?
I'm Max. I'm a hacker. Well, with a name like Max, you'd have to be. Oh, and the leather jacket guy is
Simon Grady.
Man, this movie is so creative. Like, how does a writer even come up with this many names? Simon, Max, Sasha? What's next? A Mrs. Paley? Oh, shit. This movie has literally everything. Dave, go burn all of our encyclopedias. We don't need them anymore. Cube 2 has it all.
I was never very good at philosophy.
Turns out Mrs. Paley has dementia and thinks they're in a gym and that she's lost her daughter-in-law. And I get that she's crazy, but like, where does she work out? I would love to go to a gym that looks like this. I work out best if I feel like I'm trapped in a liminal space between realities.
Maybe we're in hell.
Is that where you normally work out? Is Satan a good spotter? I guess he's pretty ripped, depending on the depiction. I work out, but I never get trim. Sasha hears something and is like, oh shit, something bad is happening.
It's getting closer.
And the room starts doing weird shifts and the wall turns goopy and begins encroaching upon our heroes.
Holy fuck.
And honestly, it's not that different from the time I accidentally tipped over our Costco drum of coconut oil. And everybody tries to run away except the suicidal colonel who handcuffs himself to a rail and eats the key, which is a weird choice of last meal.
Thanks, that's good. It's helpful.
But also in some religions, they believe the gates of heaven are locked unless you bring a key. That's true. I have 9 seminary credits. Kate tries to save him, but just like my youngest, or white women with too much disposable income, he's entirely swallowed up by the goop. My youngest was entirely swallowed up by the coconut oil and is now encased in it. We're trying to preserve him so that we can Jurassic Park him.
Go up to the doctor. So here's the situation.
I think he's pretty well preserved.
Yeah, so we just gotta get your Jurassic Park science.
And we'll just grow him back. My son was fine. The colonel, not so much. Congrats on getting your suicide, I guess. Oh, also, as Kate escapes, she briefly sees herself on the other side of the goop wall. Goop escape montage. Okay, now they're in room 10, according to Jerry's scratchings. And Jerry reveals he's designed the door's touch sensors. And everybody's like, what? What? And he's like, it's cool. I didn't know I was building Hell Fitness. Fool. Always assume that any mystery project you don't get any info on is a horrible machine designed for misery. I should know, I was tricked into providing guitar parts for the first 2 God's Not Dead movies. But Jerry does now have a theory as to why everything's so damn wacky.
Quantum teleportation.
Now this is getting ridiculous.
Oh, now it's getting ridiculous?
It's a tesseract.
Ah, yes, another classic gym machine. Works out your deltoids in 4 dimensions. Oh my God. Sorry if I'm getting too technical. I'm a real gym rat, as you can tell from my super swole physique. I know all the gym lingo. Biceps, triceps, quadriceps, you name it. I've got it.
I've got it, and it is swollen.
It is much larger than it was before I became a gym rat. But actually, as is breathlessly explained, a tesseract is another name for a hypercube, which is to say a cube with 4 dimensions.
We all passed the 8th grade.
Is that what we covered in 8th grade? I mostly covered Googling boobs and then Googling how to delete search history and then Googling how to hide that you deleted your search history. Besides, I wouldn't be too sure about that, Max. Simon's wearing a leather jacket, which means he probably got drafted into a street gang at an impressionably young age where he was forced to learn how to sing close harmonies and to use a knife on anybody who was different and talked about 4-dimensional cubes.
Oh, is that why they did it like the Puerto Ricans?
Yeah, because they wouldn't stop talking about tesseracts.
I collect knives.
That's great, big guy, but can you try that again, but up here? Oh, we hate people who are different and cubes with 4 dimensions. West Side Story reboot is crazy. But still, I thought the 4th dimension was time.
Well, yeah, sure, that's one idea, but what if you have a 4th spatial dimension?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Okay, well, if we're saying random shit, what if the 4th dimension is cheeseburgers or the power of friendship? What if the 4th dimension is love, like in Christopher Nolan's Interstellar cube?
Is there a theory on how we might get out of this theoretical construct?
Jerry's not sure, because most science related to the 4th dimension didn't focus on how to escape it if it was packaged into an evil fitness cube from hell. This is why we need to get back to common sense courses that you can use in everyday life. Okay? Like, why was I learning about Faulkner when I should have been learning about how to escape from 4-dimensional hell gyms?
It's just a matter of time.
Time? I thought we just said it was spatial and or cheeseburgers and or the stylish filmography of Mr. Nolan?
In a hypercube, there could be 60 million rooms.
60 million? Where the hell do you even get that number? Why not an infinite number? Why not just say there's a gazillion for all the difference it will make? Speaking of, who's writing all these numbers everywhere? Specifically 60659. Seems like it means something. Maybe it's a 4-dimensional sex position? Oh! My holes are being entered from 5 realities! I'm being entered from the past. I'm being entered by Benjamin Franklin and the 95th president.
I've seen the entirety of human history play out again and again, and the only thing that's different, I mean the only thing, is
Dr. Jordan Reading's YouTube channel.
What is this Twilight Zone I downloaded off the Pirate Bay?
There's a place beyond time where you can get by all kinds of different things. Aliens, space itself, cheeseburgers. Oh, speaking of, there's a sexy girl in the next room.
Yowza, going in.
Hell yeah, Max. Maybe the 4th dimension is penis. It's affected by both time and space. And hot girls. Those are like the 3 dimensions. Now, it's gonna be a little tough to get to her because...
Hey! No, the gravity shifted. You made me hurt. Wow.
But the 2 portly boys have an idea to make a clothes rope for their insane and or blind friends. Everybody eventually reaches Julia here, who remembers nothing, and then they all decide to see if they can remember anything, and they mostly can't.
What the hell?
Which is pretty cool. I mean, they remember where they're from, but not how they got here, which I can empathize with. How did I get here, Dave? I mean, specifically in this building, please do not show me the VHS tape of my conception. I don't know how you got that, and I hate watching it.
You're an educational channel.
That's true. They find some more numbers and also Jerry's watch, but like a second Jerry's watch that has the same inscription but different serial numbers, which is weird. They focus on the inscription a lot, which makes sense, but nobody mentions that the serial numbers are different, which that must just be a mistake, right? Because, okay, spoiler alert, yeah, they're in some kind of quantum cube where multiple states of reality exist at the same time, but presumably those states don't exist outside of this cube. As in, sure, once inside, everything changes and reality's split, but that shouldn't affect the serial number on the watch. It should be an identical watch, structurally. It's not like every character in this movie wears different clothes or has different haircuts, or some of them suddenly speak with cowboy accents when encountering alternate versions of themselves, because they're all starting from the same base reality from whenever they were put in the damn thing, presumably. Maybe their spring breaks all just went terribly wrong, but we don't know. Nobody knows. The serial number is different, which means that it diverted prior to being put in here. So is the whole world cube?
Cube within a cube. Within a cube.
Life is like a series of cube rooms, man. If you can't do prime numbers, you literally die. But whatever, I'm getting ahead of the characters.
Oh God, there's a guy down here!
In another room is yet another character and even more numbers.
It's poor Dr. Rosenzweig.
Turns out he was a leading theoretical physicist, and also he's not dead. No wait, he is dead. Maybe he's Schrodinger's physicist or something? We are the hypercube, where anything is possible.
Quantum chaos.
I bet in the next room they find an Arby's beef and cheddar that cures diarrhea. You take a bite and you're like, oh. Feel it sucking in.
That would be a heck of a sensation.
Kate is inspired by the mostly dead man's commitment to writing numbers on himself, so she writes some numbers on herself, which is actually basically all you need to do to become a leading theoretical physicist. You walk into your dissertation defense covered in numbers and they're like, whoa, this guy gets it. Maybe I'd understand cubes and super hypercubes better if I wrote some numbers on myself too, like 4? Maybe like 7? That's a number, right? It also probably works for theoretical mathematicians like Twist, insane Mrs. Paley over here,
I was a theoretical mathematician.
who evidently previously worked for either a leading weapons manufacturer named Izon or a leading dog named
Skippy.
Either way, she must have tons of ink, and I hope they never show it.
Oh, Christ.
She also mentions yet another character named Alex Trust that Max also knows about, who is a powerful hacker who may or may not exist.
This is exactly the kind of twisted maze he'd create.
It's pretty cool that we're now creating even more characters, but now they're imaginary.
I told you no one would believe me.
HYPERCUBE, no limits. In the HYPERCUBE, I have like 1 million Patreon subscribers. Help make the HYPERCUBE a reality today by signing up. Anyway, Skippy's owner or maybe employee opens another door to see another version of herself get murdered by another version of Simon, who then gets his head torn off by an abstract CG something.
I have just died.
Or I guess technically maybe another version of an abstract CG something.
Oh my.
And I realize there are bigger things going on at this point, but I miss having alternate color rooms. Really tied the cube together. These modern cubes may look fancy at a glance, but the craftsmanship, it's just not there. But yes, this proves that we're experiencing quantum realities or whatever.
F off, Jerry!
And maybe it will be aliens this time? I don't know. Alternatively, they throw out that it could be an optical illusion or that they're pumped full of drugs. And can you imagine if that's how this movie actually ended? Like, has a hard sci-fi movie ever ended and been like, well, you thought you were trapped in a quantum realm, but actually we just pumped you full of crack and showed you a bunch of weird pictures. That would actually be a really frustrating but interesting ending, kind of like a reverse Matrix, or if the guy who ran Shutter Island suffered severe funding cuts. Closest thing I can think of is Hellraiser 8, where that basically happened.
Hellworld never really even existed.
But I think you'd be pretty hard-pressed to claim that that was hard sci-fi, or that it qualified as a movie. Whatever, they keep moving because when in cube, right? And then they take a nap because, well, it's a big cube, am I right? And while the others sleep, Simon admits that he's
I'm a private investigator.
But then at second glance, you're like, a female body inspector.
and is searching for Becky with the good hair from the intro, who also coincidentally worked for that weapons company. And look, I'm not exactly Sun Tzu, but this doesn't seem like a very practical weapon. Sir, the plan is to drop a cube near the terrorists and then I hope they get in it, you know, out of curiosity, sir, and then they'll be doing math and shit and eventually they'll all die. What do you think? It'll cost $10 trillion. It's as big as Winnipeg. It's gonna be the biggest cube. They're gonna love it in there! But it's not.
Dave, shut up! Alright, I got cubed up a little bit over here.
Suddenly a floating square appears.
It's a square, it's just floating.
But it's not just a square.
It's
John C.
And just like when my AP Calc teacher tried to explain literally any concept to me, Sasha is like,
I hate it.
and again, just like an AP Calc, everybody gets attacked. And people are eaten. And sunglasses are eaten. And again, also like AP Calc,
I can smell it.
you know, because it was right after lunch. I hated that class. It smelled bad because people would fart.
Did someone die in here?
And then we'd be attacked by a cube that would turn into a lot of cubes and eat me.
I'm glad I didn't make it to AP Calc. That sounds horrible.
They sort of are creating this infinite possibilities thing. And it's still like, I don't know if you like got eaten by a square. I'm just gonna point out again, we only have like a $500,000 budget. So we are taking that idea, first idea we got, and we are filming it.
It's the craziest idea at this
at the 3 hours we've allocated to writing this script. Anyway, in all the confusion, everybody who wasn't eaten by squares
Yeah, Jerry died.
get separated. Simon interrogates Paley, who he thinks knows more about this ass gym than she's let on thus far.
This joke's really getting stale.
And by the way, you want to know what the worst part of this movie is?
There are no buts!
I mean, I realize there are technically butts, but I want the full butt, you know? That exposed human cube, if you will. But then sometime crystals or some shit attack.
Oh, shit.
So Simon kills Paley.
I'm gonna regret this.
And Max and Julia split off into a room seemingly built by Zack Snyder.
Holy shit, variable time speed rooms.
And Max tells Julia a secret.
Can you keep a secret?
And the secret is that he made a video game
Where contestants do battle in a 3D environment.
Oh, gross, what a dork.
Are you into computer games?
Can't believe you admitted that, you dork. Give me your lunch money, f***ing dweeb.
But Max continues and is like, what's crazy is this cube seems to have borrowed extensively from my game's mechanics.
It was for a game, now here we are.
Wow, math murder is one thing, but IP theft? I'm calling it. The people behind this hypercube, they are bad people. What's extra crazy is the game never got released because some other companies stole it and were involved in a legal dispute over it.
I represent them.
Oh, whoops. Turns out Julia is a lawyer for the other side, and she says the company that Max is fighting with is actually a subsidiary of the weapons company? Holy shit. Damn, that's a diversified company. Do you think this takes place in the future and the company is Amazon? No, that can't be it. There's not a bunch of old piss bottles scattered around the hypercube, so. Okay, these guys figured out how to make a 4-dimensional cube, but they needed to steal specific room mechanics from an unreleased video game?
Prepare yourself for Cube.
Did he invent some really f***ed up Mario Party knockoff? Why do they even need mechanics or whatever at all?
Pick up your control switch and enter another world.
Like if you've already built a 4D cube, wouldn't you want to do experiments on it in whatever its original state is? Like if I invented time travel, I don't think the first thing I do is invent Mario's double jump before I went back to ancient Mesopotamia or whatever. Also, why would they need to steal his game to come up with the concept of multiple variable speed rooms?
The fun cannot be halted.
Does this cube also run on Flash or Unreal or whatever this dude built his game in? We all remember what gaming was like in 2003. It wasn't that great. If you built a mansion, you don't need to decorate it by stealing tables from the local Taco Bell. Also, how did they steal the mechanics for an unreleased game? How do they even know that the game exists? Oh, one final question. Can we have a trippy, windy, spinning, titty-sucking sex moment together? Can we share that together? Sorry, all this talk about video games and lawsuits has gotten me hot.
God, you know, I wish I was just smarter.
We all do. Elsewhere, Simon grabs Jerry that doesn't know him and plops his nose at Jerry's wet mouth before apparently killing him off screen. Wow, basically an entire marriage in under 30 seconds. Simon kills a third Jerry, and it's like, when does it end, Simon? Jerry's a little annoying, but do you really need to kill every Jerry? But then he finds Becky. Oh my God, that's so great.
Becky Young.
Thank God.
What? Why kill her too? Simon, you are a terrible private investigator. At least Quentin did some kind of cool somersaults before he went crazy. In yet another room, Sasha finally admits to Kate that she's not just some random blind girl.
Sasha's a nickname for Alexandra. Alex Trusk.
Holy shit. Turns out she somehow gave them enough information to build the hypercube, presumably by making a really advanced version of Tetris that they stole, and she tried to whistleblow them, but when it didn't work, she
escaped into the one place they wouldn't dare follow me.
The butthole.
I mean, they also wouldn't look for you in a casket buried 6 feet underground or like in an Arby's bathroom, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the best place to hide. There's literally no food or like escape. You've bought yourself 3 messed up days, unless you end up in some weird time dilation, but even then, what's the point? Just to die in a cool, hard sci-fi way? It's like, they may not look for you here, but you will 100% die anyway. I guess they don't get to torture you, but then at that point, just shoot yourself in the head or something. Why would you want to starve slowly in a math cube?
Or like Denmark.
Kate can't really think of anything useful to do with this information, so she opens a bunch of doors to find various dead versions of everybody, and like, been there, sister. This is why I now have a hard knocking rule before entering Dave's sub-basement. Oh look, there's Max and Julia who sucked each other so hard they died. Kind of like when Dave goes to town on a box of popsicles. You ever sucked a tit so hard you both died? I guess not, because you're here.
I've tried.
Oh my God, have I tried.
All the realities are starting to collapse into one space.
Oh no. And yeah, there she is, being the other side of herself, looking through the goop wall. Whoa. Simon attacks, so she stabs him in the eye. But then poof, he appears behind her looking at least 10 years older.
Yeah, that's me.
And I guess he's been eating people this whole time?
I'm hungry.
I'd rather eat rat.
Like, now I get that Jerry's a portly fella,
I'm f***ing starving.
so he can probably provide some sustenance, but can humans survive on drinking blood and piss? Or can you like get water out of humans? Did he Dune everyone? You know, like in Dune? Even regardless of all that, he's not cooking the meat, presumably, which means he's got probably 1,000 diseases. Dave can barely walk, and he's only been on the all-human diet for like, what, like 2 days? But then again, oh, HYPERCUBE, time is wild. Human meat is extra nutritious. HYPERCUBE, everything is possible. Ice cream makes you lose weight. Trickle-down economics works. Oh my God. Like, he's way older, but literally the only thing to eat is Jerry.
Jerry is the key gift that keeps on giving.
The private investigator, he finds the girl he's looking for and then kills her and then eats 50 guys named Jerry. Over the course of 10 years, and you're like, I'm sorry, was I not clear about what I wanted you to do? Because
I don't think I could pay you, at least I can't pay you the full price.
yeah, you did find her, you killed her, not ideal.
Never hiring off a Craigslist again.
Yeah. Anyway, old nasty Simon kills Strusiewicz.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
And then Kate jumps on him, but I guess it was cheaper to hire some computer dork to CG their fight rather than hire a couple of Canadian stunt people. And I will admit that the results, they speak for themselves. Very convincing. Kate kills him.
I have just died.
And realizes, oh shit, 60659.
It's an expiration date.
For the cube. And even if that is the actual answer, according to what standard of time? Is this some metric bullshit? I'm still hoping it's cheeseburgers and the cube will self-destroy if you eat 60,659 of them. But like, we just saw Simon age like 10 years at some point, and yet almost all of Jerry's watches are on the exact same time. Wait, didn't all those watches come from Simon, who was apparently stuck in much slower time universes or whatever? Wouldn't those clocks be decades ahead or some shit? Man, I don't freaking know. But the door below her opens into nothingness and the cube is falling apart, so she jumps into it. And everything goes interstellar if it only had like a $20 budget.
It's necessary.
Until she's pulled out of some goop that I guess isn't even wet by some vaguely military-looking guys wearing saran wrap for extra freshness. And the leader guy is like,
So, you figured it out.
Honestly, I have no idea.
And no, not really. Look, if I were in the cube and never figured out what the numbers mean, I would still jump into the hole if the whole thing started falling apart around me. She didn't figure it out. The cube's falling apart and there's a door. How did you figure out that clue? God, we disguised it so hard. It's like these things where like the people in the writer's room are like, whoa, shit, whoa, crazy. You've done it again. This is so awesome. And it's like, none of this makes any damn sense. But whatever, he asked if she got
the device.
And Kate hands over a thing that was on a necklace that Sasha was wearing, which makes it seem like she was in cahoots with the weapons company. But then they shoot her in the head, which makes it seem like she was not in cahoots with the weapons company. And that's it. That's the movie. All questions answered. Thanks for stopping by.
Phase 2 is terminated.
Oh, what a trip. What a journey.
All right, I'm just gonna disintegrate the cube. I feel like he's getting too close.
Oh, my, is it expiring? Well, this cube seems different.
He fell right into another one. Shoot.
Ew, is this cube in the 90s?
How many cubes are there anyway?
Keep your tongue in your mouth, brain man. We're on the clock.
Okay, right out the gate, huge missed opportunity to not call this movie Cubed. We all wanted it, but no.
It's time for the cube.
This series is all about making me hate my life. So instead of the literal perfect title, we get a title that's at least honest because it expresses my exact amount of interest in this movie. F***ing zero.
I hate this place.
the limit does not exist.
But I'm spoiled because I also get a door opening and heavy breathing and a new, seemingly shittier cube. Ugh, you spoil me, cube. Now, to be fair, they also give us a pretty sexy, gratuitous foot shot and a much less sexy, gratuitous, sweating, middle-aged man shot. But I will work with what I got.
Ugh, are you watching this? No thanks.
Sorry, my wife sometimes, she's texting me and I don't know what matters and what doesn't matter. That one's like in the middle.
Please help, I'm trapped in a cube.
Have you tried prime numbers? And to be even more fair, the color cubes are back, thank God. Now I'll be able to remember which of the cubes we're in. And for the fairest move of all, they spray the sweaty man with, wait, what is that?
Water.
Are you sure?
Water.
I think we're gonna have to disagree on this one.
That's cum, isn't it?
I've never seen water entirely melt a dude, although I guess he could have been the Wicked Witch, her like schlubby uncle. Anything's possible with the cube.
Pure cube juice. Gotta watch out.
Oh, that is sick.
It sure is one of the two guys in a control room watching all these gratuitous shots with salad dressing just outside of the frame, I assume. Now, it seems like you shouldn't be allowed to melt dudes, but the now melted guy apparently signed a consent form back when he wasn't melted. Sort of like how they wouldn't let me do the ropes course at summer camp unless I agreed that they could melt my skin off if they needed to. Skin melting clauses are actually pretty boilerplate at this point. Have you ever signed up for a new cell phone plan or clicked agree on an online form that you haven't fully read? Well, Amazon and or Apple are now legally allowed to come into your house and melt you with acid. They probably won't, but the point is that they can. Now, guy one, named Win, knows this because he reads the files, but the other one, named Dodd, is like, don't read the files.
You know, you shouldn't be looking at the files.
So when he stops reading the files, they've got this really fun, relationship. It's real tit for tat down here. It's like, do this, and then don't do that. It's like, oh my God, Dodd, you're crazy.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Win is good at chess.
I believe that's Czechski, Matesky.
But Dodd is bad at chess.
What? No way.
Now this is how you write an odd couple-like pair of characters. I bet one of them hates getting melted with acid, while the other one just can't get enough of it.
You freak of nature.
But Win's not worried about bishops and queens. He's thinking about their two missing co-workers and how
they come for you at night.
They're then delivered a pill meal that, well, pray for it, shit.
Oh. Sorry. Bless us, our Lord.
And they're also delivered instructions to record a lady in the cube's dreams. By the way, none of this is written out in English, or rather, most of this isn't written in English. Seems odd to mostly force workers to read an entirely different elvish-ass looking language, but not always. Then again, gradual exposure is a great way to learn a foreign language. These guys must be so close to the end of their Super Duolingo immersive course. But seriously, feels a little cheap to take us on a behind the cube tour, but still make everything vague and weird. Either solve the cube mystery or don't.
Isn't that weird?
You're weird.
Honestly, I can't focus though, because wow, this lady in the cube is, pretty good looking, I guess.
Keep your tongue in your mouth, Brain Man. We're on the clock.
To Win, she's a goddess, but like a goddess that he doesn't really have any problem lasering in the face and watching her dreams about getting doctored and losing her daughter and getting shot in the tit by a soldier with green eyes and sporting a weird forehead tattoo. Worst place to get shot by a soldier with green eyes and a weird forehead tattoo if you're a lady. You don't want to get shot in the tit if you're a lady by a weird soldier with green eyes and a forehead tattoo.
Big ass titties!
If I get shot in the tits, my pecs will just right back into his green eyes.
Try not to drool on the controls.
Hey, how come dreams in movies are always plot relevant? Okay, I just answered my own question, but it wouldn't be awkward if she was just dreaming about like a naked unicycling to her high school math exam without teeth. Interestingly, neither of these worker guys remember anything about their past lives either.
I don't remember either.
Even worse, Dodd is pretty sure that their coworkers are dead.
Orphans. They're orphans.
Which makes his tummy hurt.
I have to go to the camp.
Oh, sometimes you just gotta poop out your dread. Please sign up for my Patreon so I can afford a metal toilet. The porcelain ones keep shattering. And, ironically, 2 nights ago, my toilet flooded all to shit.
Overloaded, actually.
3-ish rooms of my house completely destroyed. So actually, yeah, do sign up. That's a real one. My Patreon, help. While Dodd paints the toilet bowl with his unease, Wynn hornily sketches Cube Lady and is like, boy, I'd love to unlock that box, am I right? He also draws pictures of Dodd and Wynn labeled Chess Man and Brain Man, but like, Wynn's also way better at chess. That'd be like labeling me and Dave Writer Man and Not Murder Man respectively. I'm better at writing, but I'm also better at not murdering people. All of my kills are non-premeditated and or government sanctioned. Dave's not so much. Very premeditated, the government not okay with it.
Yeah, the legal term, super premeditated.
When Dodd finishes up his dreadful shitting, Wynn asks his opinion on the veracity of a fabled third exit. But Dodd's like, no way, that's bull. That's crazy. How could there be 3 exits? What are you, insane? Incredible world building. Oh my God.
I think you better stop listening to old wives' tales. Just listen to me. This conversation is over.
I didn't even know there were 2 exits.
Honestly, the Cube, I mean, for like fire safety standards, they should have well-marked exits.
I know. This is honestly a pretty dangerous Cube.
I don't know how they do things in Canada.
Oh, we don't care, eh? Just like try not to catch on fire or whatever.
You know, the more times I spend with her and her peoples, the more I see merits in that lifestyle.
Anyway, Cube Lady, named Rains according to her shirt, although she could just as easily be named Made in China. We're just going off things on her shirt.
This character's not Asian?
No.
Okay.
Oh, thank God. I would not watch that film if that were the case. Dave, you better buckle up, because the next movie, cube wall to cube wall Asians. You just better start preparing yourself emotionally now.
I was just about to say this like J.K. Rowling-esque name.
Oh. I'm just saying Made in China because that would be stitched on the back. I'm just saying if we're going off of things written on the collars, could be Rains, could be Made in China. You don't know.
This joke was written by AI while the writers were on strike.
Anyway, she wakes up. She sees a barcode on her hand and is like, bastards. I agree, Rains. You cannot put a fixed price on a human. You have to auction it and let the market decide. Those prices keep fluctuating. But also, ugh, what butthole stole my daughter and threw me in this prison cube? I am peeved.
Why can't I remember my daughter's name?
She remembers her daughter, but not her name, which is also like my problem. I'm 75% sure I have a daughter, maybe even 2. Good chance there's also a son in there, but I will be damned if I can remember all their names. Is one named Chaz? It's possible. Join my Patreon so I can finally afford a private investigator to figure out the names of my probably 3 children, and if they are in fact the children that live in this house. I'm pretty sure they're my kids, keep acting like they're my kids, but I don't remember because I spent a lot of time in a cube once. Go for one of the higher tiers so I don't have to settle for a cannibal PI, please, like in the last movie. If you don't spend enough money, there's a chance they could be a cannibal, at least in Canada.
You really have to explain these tiers. You might unwillingly sign up for a tier with a cannibal.
You eat 9 people and all of a sudden they don't know who you are anymore.
Rains enters another room and gets slammed. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Her slammer has one of those forehead tattoos that the bad guy in her dreams had, so Rains assumes he's evil and she gives him a real taste of her mouth. The maybe soldier guy's like, I don't remember shit, lady. And neither does this other guy or this other lady or this chunky guy. One of us could even be your daughter. Like, we literally don't know.
I don't know. Great.
Yeah. They're currently utilizing a boot testing method to see which rooms are safe, but it's not a great test. Oh, rest in peace, other guy. I will never not forget you. They quickly realize that instead of numbers, the cubes have 3-letter combinations, meaning that statistically, somewhere in here is a room named Ass. A-S-S. Honestly, whatever it means is basically impossible to figure out, so they should all just smack themselves in the heads with boots until they die.
I have a better idea.
Oh shit, let's go! Oh no, apparently she's gonna crack the code, which, get this, each letter corresponds to a number.
This game is so hard.
Yeah, in the short term.
Meaning this cube is only 26 by 26 rooms, which is honestly not that bad, considering the first 2 cubes were somewhere between 60 million and the infinite expanse of space and time and alternate dimensions. The first rule of sequels is always go smaller. Totally reel in the scale. Lower those stakes. That's how you keep people coming back. I guess a smaller cube means way easier codes too, which is nice. Doesn't explain which rooms are or are not traps, although I'm guessing you don't want to go into the DIE room or the DEI room because somebody on this team would probably have opinions about it.
Right.
At least they know where they are in the larger cube, which is pretty tight. Oh! That's a bad room.
Guess we'll try another way.
Back in the control room, horny boy Wynn inspects Rain's file and realizes, oh, shit!
There's no pink page. The consent form's missing.
If her skin sloughs off, somebody's gonna get sued all to hell. Dot's not so sure it matters though, because apparently
She's a political.
oh, and politicals don't have rights. Maybe.
But that's illegal.
Is it? I hate when movies have discussions like this that I literally can't take a side on. I realize I should be anti-locking people in evil test cubes no matter what forms they do or do not Hancock, but after 2.5 movies, it'd be nice to learn something about this world where somebody can't stop building unbelievably massive ass torture cubes for some reason. It's hard to get invested when this could be anything from an evil prison to the world's worst game show like Cube of Fortune or HYPERCUBE or The Cube is Right or Who Wants to Be a Cube or Love is Cube. It's not remotely the same, but this just kind of reminds me why the Star Wars sequel trilogy was basically broken from the opening crawl. Like, if you're brand new to the series, this has to read like complete nonsense. Like, how are you a resistance if you have the support of the Republic? But if you are a fan, it's even worse. So the Empire isn't dead, they're just rebranded as the First Order. Oh, and the Rebellion is also still a thing, but it's not the Republic, but it kind of is. And there are cubes everywhere! As far as I can tell, the First Order and the Republic are at peace, but the Republic still funds a terrorist organization to assault the First Order by proxy. But the First Order is also basically a terrorist organization, so it's, I guess, okay to do terrorism back at them? Does the Republic publicly denounce the actions of the Resistance or just kind of pretend it's not happening? I don't know, but whatever the First Order is doing, it's apparently not sinister enough for the Republic to directly challenge it, but it's bad enough that they need to sick space Al-Qaeda on them, which makes Leia space Osama bin Laden, which is a weird place to take her story. But we never saw bin Laden in a metal bikini. And I think it's nice that this movie fixes that problem.
I don't know what was on his hard drive when they found him.
They're like, it's too powerful. But we'll take this idea and use it for the Star Wars sequels.
George Lucas with a Navy SEAL.
I think this is a really good idea. Thanks, George. Thanks for shooting Osama bin Laden.
Again, it's like poetry.
So, like, does the First Order directly control any systems, or do they simply float through space and issue stern commands in British accents? Like, if they're an actual sovereign government, aren't the Republican Resistance essentially committing war crimes? And if the First Order somehow isn't a functioning government, then are they space Al-Qaeda? If that's true, why can't the Republic fight them directly? Like, somebody's a space terrorist, damn it. And I'm gonna find out who, because I need to figure out who Dave is dressing up for cosplay sex night so I can avoid him. His disguises are very elaborate, but they're always sex terrorists from space. And this year's theme is Star Wars, so if I can figure out who it is, I'll know who his character is.
It's sex Yoda. You will.
Also, like, how is the First Order even funded? Are they an Amazon competitor? Are there sick tax breaks for super weapons? Do they run a death stick pyramid scheme? Like, who would even sign up to fight for them? Hey, we got our asses kicked left and right in the last 3 movies, but this time we're gonna do it right. And okay, yes, I realize I just described the literal Nazis, but this is like if after World War I, all the evil Germans had been exiled to a roving ocean flotilla, and they somehow built a mega army by screaming at people to join them whenever they drifted near land. The point is, this isn't about just nitpicking the fictional universe, it's about how this confusing setup struggles to create clear character motivations. Like, for instance, the First Order proves their evilness by obliterating the Republic's capital system. But why in the hell would they even do that? The two factions aren't at war, and the Republic presumably spans the entire galaxy, right? And yet they blow up one system in a galaxy with 3.2 million of them, and it effectively ends the Republic? That's like if in World War II a Nazi chucked a hand grenade into the White House vegetable garden, and America was like, well, boys, suppose we hang it up and give this here sauerkraut a try. Does the Republic not have any armies or politicians or freaking anything stationed anywhere else in the entire galaxy? What happened to Senator Binks? Actually, in a deleted scene, it's revealed that he was off planet after being expelled from the Senate for embezzling funds. Jar Jar is safe, but he is disgraced. He was using it to fund his blue balls habit or whatever.
Was Jar Jar Binks on the Epstein flight?
On the Epstein Star Cruiser. He couldn't stop flying to Epstein's moon. Jar Jar's like, we gotta blow up the whole government so I don't get caught.
What are we talking about again?
I don't know. But again, it's not like the Republic should go into hiding or worry about Starkiller Base firing again. The Resistance immediately blew it up. We just never get any real sense of the size or the scope or the threat of any faction. This could be World War II in space, or it could be at least one step up from the frickin' Emu War in space. Feels like both of them at once somehow. Okay, this is the point I'm actually trying to make in relation to the third frickin' Cube movie. How big of a deal is it that the First Order lost a dreadnought at the beginning of The Last Jedi? Did they have a bunch of them? Was this their only dreadnought? Similarly, does it matter that the Resistance lost a bunch of bombers taking it out? Poe thinks it's worth it.
You're demoted.
But Leia doesn't.
We took down a dreadnought.
At what cost?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Honestly, they're probably both wrong. Like in the very next movie, it turns out that the Emperor has like 1 million tricked out Star Destroyers hidden away on the f***ing Sith manufacturing planet, and the Resistance has access to 1 million ships of their own parked around the galaxy just waiting to be inspired by Lando Calrissian's sexy arthritic dance moves or whatever. I gotta save the galaxy. Oh, Lando, you sexy bitch. So how am I supposed to care about a couple dozen bombers here or a dreadnought there? It'd be like if The Empire Strikes Back began with Darth Vader on the bridge of one of his 36 other Death Stars. Whether you like it or not, the main thrust of this movie is about exploring the world, because half of the movie happens outside of the damn cube, a thing that's literally never happened before.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Honestly, we didn't have enough evidence to suspect there even was an outside world. Maybe the world ended and the cube was all that remained. You don't know. None of us know. This movie does away with basically everything about discovering what the cube is about or how to escape it, because we're constantly cutting back to these two dickheads arguing.
You're making a mistake.
Huh?
But we never learn what about. They seem to know more than we do, but we're never allowed to understand almost any conversation. It's like overhearing two strangers talking about the thing. You get the general gist that something is very wrong and at least one of them is gonna go to prison, but you never learn any specifics. It's obnoxious and pointless, and we know there are probably gonna be more cubes, so who cares?
Don't get involved.
I know, I'm not getting involved, okay?
So, anyway, Wynn wants to make a special call on the special locked up rotary phone because, sure, they have LCDs with an alien language, but the only way to secure a telephone is with a literal padlock. Is this normal in this world? I don't know, because the movie refuses to let us in. Let me in, movie!
God knows right now I'd like to.
Anyway, Wynn wants to inform the higher-ups that Raines never signed her consent form, but Dot is like, no, that's dumb. Probably. I don't know. Nobody knows. But right then, the phone rings anyway, because apparently
Someone's at the exit.
Oh my God, that means Dodd needs to run the exit procedure, but he can't do that alone. It's so complicated.
2 senior technicians have to be present at all exit procedures.
Dave can't run his exit procedure alone either, and I have to hold his hand every time he goes to the bathroom, and I hate it. I really hate it. It's like, Jordan, I gotta go exit procedure.
No matter where I am.
I gotta drive to Maryland.
Hey, I need help here.
But Wynn's like, hey, only a senior technician can help with that, and I am not a senior technician. Again, the world building, crazy. And nobody called me on a special locked up rotary phone to tell me to help, so I'm not going to, unless...
You help me with this, I'll tell them about your girlfriend.
Now help me, you dick, because...
Oh no, it's Owen.
Wow. Shut up. You see, Owen's one of their coworkers who they haven't seen around recently, so I guess this explains why he was in the bathroom for so long. I thought he was pooping, but I guess he's been in a torture cube? Although it also kind of makes sense that he'd know how to get out of the cube, right? Dude used to work in the control room. That's like if my capital punishment was to get somebody pregnant. I have done that several times. I'm a breeder pro. When I walk into the maternity ward, it's like all cheers and fist bumps and high fives in there. Like, you're gonna punish me by making me do the one thing I'm best at? No. Owen escapes into a white liminal space, but is soon grabbed and chained, and Dodd over a speaker is like, okay, what's your name?
Owen?
Owen?
I think it's Owen.
Great.
Thank you.
Also,
Do you believe in God?
no?
No.
Well, then I guess we should hit the big no button on the console here. Oh, hell yeah. Nothing saves a messy story like vague religious undertones. Religion. Everyone here is for and or against it, which maybe says something about people, or society, or evil, or cubes. Man. What? Right? What? Yes. But also, shouldn't we clarify what Owen was saying? Because I'm slightly worried that the guy thought Dodd was asking if he believed in Dodd.
What kind of God would do this to people?
Maybe he doesn't believe in Dodd. We just burned him up and we don't even know now. Wait, so is the entire plot of the cube to make people believe in God? Is this a stealth God's Not Dead movie? You're not getting any more guitar riffs from me, movie. They're mine this time. I don't even care if you try to pay me $300.
It's over.
Now, I'm not a cube expert, but why is this a two-man job? Is it that difficult to remember how to ask exactly 2 questions and then hit an extremely clearly labeled no button? Dodd's reading his little pamphlet like it's the entire dialogue tree from Mass Effect, but it's 2 questions. And in fact,
Who's ever said yes?
so based on past history, it seems like Dodd should have the first part pretty well memorized at this point. If Owen did inexplicably say yes for the first time in history, then yeah, I guess pull out the pamphlet or whatever. But even then, surely it's just gonna tell you to hit the big ass yes button? There's 2 buttons. It's a yes/no question. I don't know. Also, there's no apparent time limit, so I don't get what all the stress is about.
I just read the questions and push the buttons.
You're doing it all wrong.
But maybe they should try to mix things up and maybe kidnap a few Presbyterians just to see what happens. And they have to hit the yes button? Who knows? Okay. What's your name? Owen? Oh, the other guy's literally just like, have I thifted in a meaningful way? I need you to watch me. I work better when I'm watched.
So this is your big exit procedure?
Very cool.
Wynn is extra sad. And instead of delivering whatever weird gibberish instructions or maybe debriefing or whatever the hell back up the elevator, Wynn plops his whole ass body in there. No! And goes down to where the cube ostensibly is. And then he climbs in and like, is she really that hot, dude? I feel like you should have first tried to go up and see what's going on with your superiors, but whatever. Hope you get that strange, my man. Stupid. Oh, take her to the ass room to really set the mood. Or the sex room. Just don't bone in one of those rooms that makes you go extra fast, because then she'd be like, well, that was lame. It's like, it's not my fault, it's the cube. Time is dilated in here. There's nothing I can do about it, okay? That was like 3 hours in real time, but the room is fast.
But it was instant. No.
No, if you play it back, if we were in the slow room, you'd be like, damn.
Anyways, I gotta go.
I'm inside.
I've come.
And yeah, Wynn clearly knows which cubes are safe.
Safe.
Just further shows that it's kind of weird that Owen was punished in one of these. It's like, LeBron James, you have broken the sacred basketball laws. Your punishment is to be locked on this basketball court from now until the distant day when you hit 10 uncontested shots, and may God have mercy on your soul. Oh, and we'll totally murk you if you're an atheist. Okay, bye. Welcome to Canada.
You stupid jackass.
But whatever. The upstairs people are not excited about any of this, so they take over with their special hands that work on the super special secret backsides of the keyboards. Whoa! That's just like how I edit my videos. It's very cool and very sci-fi, and the only way that you can do it is with my special hands. And this is only heightened by the copious amounts of accordion in the soundtrack, the most sci-fi of instruments.
It's called Let's Go Already!
Whatever, back with our original little group, they find a dead person.
God, I'm hungry.
That's not the typical response to seeing a dead body.
You eat 9 people and all of a sudden they don't know who you are anymore.
But hey, it does kind of look like a beef and cheddar.
We could use these.
But then other lady gets separated long enough for us to get yet another gratuitous sexy foot shot with a toe ring as a treat. But then she's immediately knocked out by Dodd performing a needle test. The others find her, and the results of the test seems to be that she was massively infected with some sort of virus.
I need a doctor.
Oh, girl, you nasty.
Looks like the what happens if you inject someone with a virus experiment finally has some useful data. But in her confusion, she scratches Chunky Guy, who is now almost certainly also infected. But it's cool because Soldier Guy hucks him down a hole.
Plop.
To his eventual death. Wynn shows up right then and is like, hey guys, what's up?
He's right.
So you're condemned prisoners who agreed to cube torture rather than execution. So I guess the cube is based in like Texas? But Rain's, she got a real short attention span.
Where's my daughter, you piece of shit?
Wynn obviously doesn't know, but he's like, look, actually the cube is only 25 by 25 with 2 extra cubes that travel around the outside to the 2 exits. But also, there's a hypothetical mythical 3rd exit. I guess we should try to actually find that exit as the other 2 are guarded. All we need to do is read these letters real quick. Oh, shit. Mean Eye Guy and the Magic Finger Twins are melting the letters.
Who says they only hire the mentally challenged down here? Open.
They hate literacy almost as much as they love God. Okay, we're definitely in Texas. Also, if there is a 3rd exit, why would we assume it's not guarded? Where did he hear that rumor? He knows one person. I don't know, but the bad guys surround their cube with a bunch of trap cubes. You know, spike cubes, fire cubes, wire cubes.
Now what?
Cubes full of icky cilantro. Cubes where you have to enter with socks but the floor's all wet, so they're stuck.
Really glad you showed up to help.
But that's still not enough, so they also flip the electrocute everything in the cube switch. But right before everybody's shocked to death, the electricity disappears and Eye Guy is like, who the f did this?
What the hell?
I don't know, sir. We suddenly lost contact.
It's obviously a problem on our end.
Someone is screwing with the connection.
But who could it be? Could it be my 2 hand-picked men?
I don't know, sir. It isn't me.
Me neither, sir.
You sure? Did I do it? I mean, there's no way it's the co-worker of the guy currently in the cube trying to escape. That'd be insane. We have fed him so many yummy meal pills.
Thank you, sir.
I will follow you to the end of time.
Are you doing that for my benefit as the viewer? You think I'm an idiot? But of course, Dodd pulled some wires and shit, which means
It's gone in reset mode.
oh my God! That's good because it means the traps are off, but it's bad because in 10 minutes, everything will restart and then the entire cube will burn all living tissue still inside. Even the theists. So they'd better hurry. Old poopin' Dodd tries to buy even more time by pretending he's pooping again.
You know, Mr. Ward has been in the little boy's room an awfully long time.
But he's caught by Eye Guy, and even though he eats this random widget thing, he's paralyzed by powder, and the widget is cut out of him. So I no longer believe in Dodd. Dodd is dead, and Eye Guy killed him.
Cute.
Oh, and officially this guy is a part of the government, or at least a government. So forget the weapons manufacturing angle from the last movie, I guess. Although this is a prequel, maybe? So maybe the government flipped Cube Inc. to the private sector after a congressional panel asked why billions of taxpayer dollars were going towards evil cube-based religious discrimination against prisoner projects.
Ah, your tax dollars hard at work.
Just then, Eye Guy remembers, oh right, we have neural uplinks implanted into every soldier, and that guy in the cube is a soldier, so they take over his brain and turn his eyes green and turn off his ability to feel pain and
transmit the kill code.
Should they be using this technology in like wars, not in cubes? Because apparently they can also turn on super jump and even scarier, super choke, also super push. So super now. Okay, again, you put all this time and money to build a cube prototype because this is obviously a prequel to the other 2 movies, and with time, you will continue to pour more money, resources, manpower, and God knows how much cocaine into this project to the point where you can create alternate dimensions and slow down time. But why? Like, why do all that when you had a super soldier app basically already market ready that has so many more military applications than a building that kills people if you put them in it? We already have those. They're called offices. Oh wait, okay, I see the issue. I guess the soldier's penis isn't super. I thought he had pain inhibitors turned on, and yet he's still taken out by a kick to the dick. I'm not saying I'd do better, but I'm also not a super soldier who can't feel pain. Leave it to the feds to cut corners on the dick pain meds. You could shoot me, you could brain me, but don't kick my peen, not the boys.
My little cubes.
It's hard to understand what's happening.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Most of the time. They continue onward and Wynn sees another dead coworker and is like, oh my God, what are the odds? I thought everybody in the office just loved pooping, but I guess they all died in this cube? Also, that coworker must have sucked. Again, that's like all they work on. Anyway, they make it to the edge, I guess, and they see a bunch of water and oh my God, that's the secret 3rd exit. That's crazy.
The auxiliary exit.
It's all true.
Oh, they're attacked again. Oh, okay, great. They dive into the water and the soldier gets all burned up, but the eye guy sends some CG copters and more bad guy soldiers who can't aim for shit after them. But of course, winds eventually hit, and he buys time so that Rains can escape. Oh my God, he's in love. Ah, to be in love, such as that. Wynn comes to in a hospital-adjacent facility and is told that he's been found guilty of treason, and though he chooses death rather than to return to the cube, it turns out that the dudes in the control room were also part of the experiment, and Wynn actually signed his consent form like several years ago. Twist, what? Oh my God.
I don't remember the trial.
And the more he fights this, the more he is
holding up progress.
But now's a good time to ask, what progress? What the shit are they studying at this point? Booby traps? The ability to solve puzzles under duress? What are they learning from these tests? Are we trying to create a generation of crack Robert Langdons? Even from a psychological perspective, surely there's an easier way to stress test people without building an unholy massive cube? I don't know, who cares? Face twirl! Ah! Wynn wakes up, and now he's maybe literally the mentally challenged guy from the first movie.
This room is green.
I mean, all the actors are different, but the lines are the same. Do most cubes come standard with a mentally challenged guy? Do they ever just find mentally challenged guys, or do they have to always create them by like giving them Tylenol or whatever? Is his mysterious escape from the first movie completely pointless now because we know that there's a bunch of bad guys lurking beyond the exits? What the shit are they doing with these cubes?
He doesn't seem to know we're here.
It's weird because it's like he's Kazan from the first movie. Like the lines are identical, but the actors are all 100% different. Is it a prequel?
Or a stage play where they're off Broadway and they're doing a different cast.
Fortunately, Rains not only escaped, but she managed to find her daughter somehow, though it's not all great. She can't even make fires. Ah!
Bad people might find us.
Aww. I hate that the bad guys might find us and throw us into torture cubes. That's so lame. Let's just reboot this shit, but like foreign, as Dave lets out an unholy wail. Ah!
I wanna go back.
Maybe this way?
Yeah, he's in that one.
Oh my God, it is a Japanese game show.
Konnichiwa.
Though weirdly, it looks entirely pitch black back wherever he's coming from. Is he climbing from outside into the cube? Okay, that's your first mistake. I personally myself would not enter the death cube. Just like I would not solve the Rubik's Cube that summons demons from hell or run a guy over on a summer night and dump his body in the ocean without telling one. But I guess I'm just built different. I would especially not do this because in the next room, there's a blinking light and also a meat cube is hole punched out of his middle part. I think he's dead, but I also know the Japanese are a very resilient people. So I guess we'll see. Do they need all the meat cubes of their body intact? I don't know. I've never been to Japan.
I don't know either.
In another room, a dude named Goto wakes up to meet another dude named Ochi.
Thank goodness.
And a weird, quiet kid named Chiharu.
And that boy won't talk.
And look, I will do the best I can with the names here, but if you remember, I completely butchered the first name of the character in The Butterfly Effect, and if I can't nail Evan, I don't know what you're gonna expect me to do with Chiharu, okay? Ethan? His name is Evan!
May surprise everybody, but Jordan is not Japanese.
Not yet.
Of course not.
Nobody knows why they're here, nor why they gender swapped the main character. Like, is it because trapping young women in cubes is already an actual Japanese TV show? And they needed to distance themselves from that for legal reasons?
Have you done anything?
What?
Like any crimes?
No. Oh, you're talking to the other characters. Also no, seemingly.
Me neither.
Great.
Yeah. Another door opens and a boot flies in, and oh my God, it's a guy named Ide who's much more competent than everybody else? Well, he seems cool, but if I know my cube, he is screwed. The room shakes a bit, and man, this movie is slow as shit.
He's dead. Dead? He's dead.
Oh, and I guess this Japanese man isn't very resilient.
Arby's.
Finally, a girl named Kai shows up and it's like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. This is a product I could sell to Dave.
Konnichiwa.
I know.
Ide does a boot test and the boot burns up.
You guys will die.
He's right. Barbecued boot is just full of calories. They'll be dead from heart attacks if they try to eat it, but fortunately, he has a solution.
If you don't want to die, then come.
I am coming.
Riveting stuff. Ochi now reveals he works at a convenience store in the non-cube world, and Goto scratches a mark on a wall with a button, and that's it. Room check montage. After a while, Goto notices the door numbers and also some old dude named Ando. This is neither here nor there, but I recently stumbled upon a dude named Ando-san on YouTube the other day, and wow, his music rips. I also doubt that he'd be as annoying or boring as all these people. Not saying that we should put him in a cube and film what happens, but I am saying that if he wasn't a cube, he'd probably, he'd be fun to hang out with, especially if we gave him a 7-string guitar. But no, instead, we've got this Ando.
I work at a company.
Oh yeah? Just a company? Amazing. Do you make products or do you provide services? Wait, don't tell me. Let's keep that for the prequel. Keep the audience on the edges of their seats. You don't meet a lot of people these days who work at companies. Oh, it better not turn out to be the Cube Company. We've already done that twist.
I'll tell you what my job is. My job is I work.
You guys ever have a job like that?
Let's get out.
Chiharu doesn't seem to like Ando for some reason, probably because of the products and or services that his company does or sells or makes or whatever, but maybe they'll unite over their shared love of being pulled up to the ceiling via clothes ropes. No, the lights go out and fan blades come down, but like very slowly. What will they do? Oh, thank God, they just escape via a floor door. How fortunate that that was the only slow trap in the whole damned Cube franchise. Fun fact, the people of Japan have this unique concept of not wanting to die via slow fan blades in a dark room. It's called ikigai, the art of living. Fascinating culture. So mysterious. As you can imagine, tensions are running high and people are getting sad in the movie. Oh my God, is it slow?
Riveting.
Is Japan punishing us for all the times that we made bad remakes of their movies? I'm sorry, I didn't do it! I'm even less responsible for what Canada does. Anyway, Chiharu tries to do some button math, but weirdly, even though he's a clear reboot of the idiot math savant from the first and sort of kind of the third movie, this kid, he actually sucks at math.
I'm a little dumb, so this is difficult.
This would be kind of like rebooting Jaws and replacing Quint with a guy who's never actually been on a boat. As such, it's actually Goto who does the majority of the math, even though doing so causes him to have brief flashbacks to some sad kid.
I hate adults.
That may be true, kid, but at least they can do math, you stupid shit.
There is a regularity of numbers with 8.
Goto decides prime numbers equal trap rooms, and he tests his theory to great success.
Hey, we can go in.
They slowly travel through a few more cubes until eventually they end up in a room trapped from all angles, so they decide to test their luck on a sound-activated trap room. And again, this is much easier than in the first movie because nobody is mentally handicapped. If they really wanted to make this room a challenge, they'd throw a bunch of dust and pepper and allergens in there. This is why Dave and I are never able to cross sound-activated trap rooms, because he's always so full of gas from all the dead pigeons he eats. I am not trusting my life to Dave's ability to hold in a fart. Thank you, everybody. This has been my greatest ever joke. I will not be taking questions at this time. There's nothing happening in the movie, and when that happens, I do fart jokes. Of course, at the very end, Ochi drops a boot, which almost gets Ando killed, but unfortunately, he survives, and so tensions are once again, like Dave, high.
I'm sorry. That hurt.
They randomly find a cube schematic etched into a wall and are like, whoa, we're in a cube of a cube, man. But then those tensions, the high ones that everybody keeps talking about, well, they appear to activate a gas trap? Or maybe everybody ate too many dead pigeons earlier? Now, they escape, of course, but they end up in a cube with the original non-resilient Japanese guy, and it's like, uh-oh.
Please listen to me. This is weird.
But they soon realize, hey, wait, the cubes are moving like pigeon meat in a Dave or something, which leads them to conclude they need to get moving extra fast, but like, don't just stay in one place and see where your cube goes. You can't learn anything by moving. That's why you've made zero progress. Just wait till the cube moves, see what's changed, and then look for a pattern. Running, or more specifically, slow-ass crawling from cube to cube won't teach you shit. Damn it, this had better not be a metaphor for Japanese office culture or life or whatever. I'm just a regular man who likes his cube simple and like not a metaphor, although I guess they pretty much all are. Maybe I don't like this series.
Even if I'm the only one.
I don't do math.
But nobody listens to me, so Ide briefly implies he has a wife, which is why he's trying so hard to escape quickly.
You have a reason why you need to hurry, right?
My beautiful wife.
Which doesn't make any sense. I don't mean in like a boomer, are you kidding me? I'd spend a month in a torture cube if it means I got away from that old ball and chain. I don't mean like that. I just mean, is she actively dying of a hemorrhage or something? Like, what's the rush? Everyone here wants to leave, buddy. You're not special.
Yeah, I just got a new PS5. I want to leave.
Yeah, it's like, I don't not want to leave because I'm single. I don't understand.
But I'll definitely get out of here.
Great.
Yeah.
Another flashback to that Goto kid who's probably abused and maybe about to jump off a building. Nobody's paying attention to Chiharu, so he falls into another cube while Flashback Kid falls off a building, and Goto saves him from trap lasers, and then Chiharu saves Goto from trap lasers, and then Ide saves them both from trap lasers. But then nobody saves Ide from trap lasers. So he's killed by trap lasers. But that's on him, to be totally honest. This is a very clear-cut boss battle with well-defined rules. Just let it target you, the color changes, then you run like hell. Rinse, repeat until you escape. Don't just stand there, you idiot. This is what happens when they don't reboot the part of you that's good at escaping from things.
That one's on you, pal.
This time, you're not an escape artist, you're a wife guy. Wife guys always get killed with lasers. He's literally Japanese. You telling me this guy hasn't played a video game?
Come on.
You invented video games.
This guy has brought great shame to his family.
Why were you playing all those damn video games if you're not gonna apply the skills you learned, you idiot?
This is the one time you could use those skills.
It does make a sense that their cube would have more video game themed traps. They're all like escapable. Lasers that pause, fans that go kind of slow.
Did they steal these traps from the same guy from Cube 2 or whatever, who's a video game developer?
Oh yeah. Dang it! I invented the concept of lasers that freeze on you for a second before they fire. Anyway, Goto now realizes, oh shit, Cartesian coordinates, oh my god.
Cartesian coordinates.
Yeah, took you long enough. All this time I was constantly thinking like, yeah, it's the Kardashian coordinates. Just use those, you stupid. It's so obvious. It's so weird that you only noticed it now. But they're just like, we gotta get to the edge. Or whatever. Yes, the cubes are moving, but also we're not really stressed about that because this movie's way less worried about the math or the actually figuring anything out. It's kind of fun because nobody's good at anything. They're sort of doing stuff. Maybe that's bad writing, but I appreciate that there's less algebra nerd to focus on now that we're 4 movies in. Flashback yet again to the abused kid. This has happened literally every single time he does math. Seems like it'd make AP Calculus impossible to pass. I got a C, and I only had a handful of flashbacks to an abused kid jumping off a roof. I'm like trying to fill out my test. I'm like, sorry. I saw an abused kid jump off a roof once. I'm sorry. I don't care. Finish your test on time. Shut the hell up or I'm gonna throw you in a math cube. Ando, ever useless, is like, hey, Goto.
I see sin in your eyes.
I know what sin looks like because I also sin, and so my eyes could see sin in your eyes. But I like my sin? Maybe that's how you end up with that guy's weird prequel eye? By just really swinging for the sin fences? Whoops! Random bars randomly pop up in the middle of the floor, separating Ochi and Ando from the other 3, and Ando's like, this is fine.
I hate young people.
Ochi also hints that he's gonna kill himself, and then they both leave. So Goto's like,
anyways, let's aim for the foot of the building.
Aim for the bushes.
No, he's not too torn up about it. Very goal-oriented, that guy. Except wait, Ochi and Ando really hate each other. So Ochi...
Woodpeckers. What a cheerful sound.
This is a metaphor for generational distrust and how young people in Japan won't stop slamming old people's heads to death in doors, even though that's considered very disrespectful in Japanese culture. That's true, I Googled it. In another cube, Goto gets scanned or something, and this cube's trap is apparently just a projected flashback of the kid killing himself. This makes Goto sad because the real laser death trap is our emotions.
I'm trying to the classic emotions. Like, oh, shut up, you're being dramatic. No.
No, that's the trap.
What's the only thing I didn't want to hear?
But also, he was doing plenty of projecting this in his own mind without the assistance of technology. Chiharu apparently correctly guesses that the boy in Goto's math flashbacks was his brother, and then Chiharu is like, you're the reason he died, because you said he should try harder, and you lowered your hand when he was about to jump, which seems a little unfair. He didn't smash his head in a floor door, for example.
Shut up!
But then Chiharu drops down an open floor door, but it's fine. Goto catches him, which resolves his character arc, much like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man saving MJ in the third MCU Spider-Man movie. Very powerful.
Oh, chills. Literal chills.
They eventually reach the outside of the cube and witness the moving cube plus the hole in the wall. And are like, well, I guess to get there, we gotta find a 999 room. And Kai, who has said almost literally nothing this entire movie, is like, oh yeah, we definitely passed one of those at some point.
I saw it in one of the earlier rooms.
So I guess they go there? Does she remember which room that was? Has that room moved? Does she have a freaking perfect memory? Is she the movie's equivalent of the savant from the first film? Will this channel ever get 1 million subscribers? I don't know. Doesn't matter. If we think too hard, it might cause another sad flashback and we don't have time. Oh look, Ochi is back.
Blood?
Oh, Ando died on accident. And then he spilled his blood all over me. Chiharu pulls Goto aside and says, no, that wasn't an accident. I can tell because he was smiling when he said it. But that doesn't mean anything. Dave is always smiling when he tells me about someone dying, and he's not always necessarily involved in that death. He smiled when he was telling me about Princess Diana, and I'm like 89% sure he didn't do it. But Goto is like, good enough for me, let's escape. Shit. Ochi grabs him and beats him up a bit, but like, he's just a dude who works at a Japanese 7-Eleven equivalent, right? The last two dudes who became evil were a cop and a private detective or whatever. Can you imagine being betrayed and physically overpowered by the loser 28-year-old still working at 7-Eleven? He doesn't even look like he could perform any somersaults or cannibalisms.
I don't have any choice in the matter.
Chiharu tries to beat up Ochi, but sadly, Chiharu is a weak, alive Japanese kid. He's not even those Japanese ghost kids who could kill an adult like it was nothing.
What is that?
So Ochi chokes Goto for, I don't know, like 20 minutes while Goto does literally not a single thing to defend himself. He's just like, no, my throat. Oh, you're killing me maybe. Oh no, I hope I don't die, I'm gassed. This definitely isn't giving me a boner. Don't stop though. Oh. Kai, by the way, had previously hopped into the next room over, and I guess is just standing there waiting like, God, what is taking him so long? I don't want to climb all the way back up to check, but I am getting very annoyed. Don't make me pull this cube over. They're like in the other room, and this guy's like pounding children to death and like choking this guy, and she's literally one cube over, like, are they coming? What is happening? They're like, They must be really struggling to get up that ladder. Eventually, Goto decides, okay, this isn't funny anymore, my boner's gone, so he pulls Ochi's hands off his neck, much to Ochi's confusion. He's like, how are you doing this? I've been working at a 7-Eleven. I should be so strong. What? No! And then the cube randomly decides to kill him with like a wire thing. These traps make no damn sense. Like, why are half of them on massive delays? They've been in that room for forever. Why attack now? Were all the cubervisors taking their beloved pooping breaks or whatever, and they forgot to hit the kill everybody in the room button? Hey, where are they pooping in these cubes anyway? They don't show us when they're pooping in the cubes, but I feel like I won't be ready to move on from this series until I know what it's like to see them poop in a cube. They always like end up back where they started. So it's like one guy's like behind and he like takes a quick shit, and then they end up back. They're like, what the fuck?
I didn't know the rooms came back.
I didn't know they came back. I don't know. But Chiharu manages to escape, but Goto, not so much.
Let go, Chiharu. No. It's okay.
They reach the exit and Kai's like, all right, well, you can leave now, but the world might not be any different out there. And the kid's like, that's okay.
I need to change.
And she's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And she doesn't go with him, which Chiharu doesn't even question. Like, is he not surprised that she's not coming? Also, again, it's so funny to be like, you know, it might not be that great out there. You might want to live in here in the foodless death cube. You're right, metaphorically, but literally, why would I stay?
Let the body
Please hit the...
Then we see dead Goto's body flop, but it's cool, he's not full dead. And now presumably he knows exactly how to escape, so he should be fine. Then we see like dossiers of all the characters and realize that's in Kai's eyes because she's maybe an android or something, and she joins a new group of characters, but what is her purpose? She did almost nothing throughout the movie. She almost said nothing throughout the movie. I don't get it. Can somebody just tell me what these damn cubes are for? I have watched a lot of pointless reboots, but this may be the most pointless of all. Sort of like being stuck in a cube or being stuck in like society now, but mostly like being stuck in a cube. So
what are you guys?
Whatever, I did it. I explained everything. Can I leave now?
Yeah, I mean, good job watching all the movies, I guess, but
Can you do that but more Japanese?
This is a trap.